looking to use the event to reach out to local communities. Alice Bandakrabi is in Bethnal Green for us this evening and can tell us more. Alice.
It is, that's right. Well, the London Games coincide with the holy month of Ramadan, and here at York Hall in Bethnal Green, they're preparing for a special meal to break the fast. It's a meal hosted by London citizens to promote peace. People of all different backgrounds and religions are invited. Churches too have been putting on special events to mark the Olympics and to bring the community together. And I started out the day at one in West London.
Olympic fire at the Vicor of Christchurch in Turnham Green. What with the bouncy castle, the clips and the big screens, you might not even realise this was a church.
There's an Olympic spirit that's been captured this year with the Jubilee and then the Olympics. It's exciting. I think it's a turning point for Britain. It's an exciting community time where people are coming together.
Reverend Moy says it's also about getting new people through the doors of the church. Even non-Christians are getting involved.
I'm Sikh, so I really would normally go to a church, but I love it. It's great. It's a great spirit, it's a great community feel.
And on the other side of London, on the doorstep of the Olympic Park, the church is also reaching out, using games in the square to help locals feel connected to the games in Stratford.
People thought that they weren't going to be able to get tickets. People thought there were going to be disruption. They weren't getting the jobs that they thought that they were going to be getting, and so on and so forth. But I wanted to be able to generate some excitement about something that which is a massive, massive event.
But some people say religious groups are using the Olympics to reverse the decline in congregation numbers.
If I were them, I'd be trying very, very hard. But I think it's a pretty uphill task for them. Most young people really aren't interested in religion.
Religious or not, these young people definitely are interested in the Olympic Games.
I'm happy that it's close to us because sometimes you can see some famous people and it's better to see them than watching them on TV.
It's quite fascinating.
Is it? In what way?
Like, in kind of exciting way.
Well, I'm glad to say that I'm joined now by the Right Reverend Adrian Newman, the Bishop of Stepney. Good evening. The Olympics, providing lots of opportunities for all different sorts of faith groups, aren't they?
Fantastic opportunities. We've got in the Church of England over 200 different churches across the capital doing fantastic community events over the course of this Olympics and Paralympic Games. I liken it to the Olympic cauldron, which brings together those little lights into one major great ball of fire. And I think that's exactly what the churches and the faith groups are doing. They're empowering small communities to come together and do something tremendous.
As far as you're concerned, though, isn't this also about increasing your congregations, getting new people through the door?
I think this is actually about communities engaging with people of difference around them and doing something special as we gather together for the Olympic Games to change the way that we work together as a society and in our local communities.
Do you think it's specific to the Olympics, or could it be any major national event?
I think the Olympics is unique, and therefore I think that's the time we need to concentrate on this. But you can do this at any time, of course you can.
And here this evening, one of those events, uniting people from all different communities.
Great opportunity, citizens, iftar, people gathering together, all of those little lights in the cauldron that I talked about, gathering together today to empower humanity to do something better together.
Okay, thank you very much for talking to us. Events like those we saw in my report, and this one this evening, all depending hugely on volunteers, as are the Olympic Games. We're all hugely dependent, of course, on those games makers with their very visible purple tops, 70,000 of them, in fact. And it seems they're having a huge impact, so much so that more and more people are interested in volunteering, as Jana Gadgiel reports.
A familiar sight on London streets and in Olympic venues where local volunteers like Randeep and Jenny are giving up time to help the Games.
There's a bit of a time strain on work, etc., but it's totally worth it, and it's opportunity for the world. The amount of people you meet, the amount of different experiences you have, you won't get this anywhere else.
It makes you realise, obviously, meeting so many other people, what you can do to help, and if I can go back and do that in my own community, I'd be delighted.
There are 70,000 Olympic volunteers chosen from 250,000 applications, like these Team London ambassadors in Trafalgar Square, many of whom have caught the volunteering bug.
I think it feels really nice to give your time to something. I think you get a lot more out of it than you do, really.
I've volunteered a few times before. It's the first time in the UK, but I'll probably do it a lot more.
What's so good about volunteering?
It's a fulfilling experience. It's nice to see people
people offering time.
Just last week, people were ringing up saying, is it too late to volunteer for the Olympics? What we'd really like to do, though, is capture those people. The people who have shown an interest, even if they haven't been offered opportunities for the Olympics, is to really say to them, please do continue. Do come to your local volunteer centres and register.
But at the Westminster Volunteer Centre, they say the economic climate is playing its part.
We're seeing a lot of unemployed people registered to volunteer to try to get some skills, work experience, or a reference for their CV.
Voluntary work takes many forms. 15,000 actors in the opening ceremony were also volunteers, and they're fast becoming the stars of the show. I'm Jack Gadgill, BBC London News.
Well, people are already arriving here at York Hall for the breaking of the fast, the iftar. It's starting tonight, it's 10 to 9, so there's still a little bit longer to wait. But from Bethnal Green, Riz, back to you.